its way into more within the next couple of minutes. That too has a special weather statement in effect. Similar conditions, wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour, no hail possible on that storm right now. But again, this storm just southeast of Norman is what is being watched for that gusty wind and hail possibility. Yeah, okay, perfect. Willie, let's take a look. I'm going to step off camera here real quick just to check the chat. Let's see what's going on in terms of anything new on radar from warnings.
Yeah. Okay. So as you've been saying, we've been watching these storms come in over the past 20, 30 minutes or so, coming up really quickly too, as we've watched them fire off along a dry line in western Oklahoma, and here they are now. You can see them along a moor to Newcastle and down to the southwest from there. And they are moving very quickly, as we've been saying, Colin, over the past 20, 30 minutes. They've really gone quite a ways. So 5:20 p.m., they are beginning to push to the northeast.
Yep, definitely, Willie. And I'm just seeing right now that that hail seems to be ramping up just a little bit. Is there a way we can put the hail up there?
Yeah,
I think if we have we do have that hail diagram that we're going to try to get up for you, because it looks like the hail is increasing just slightly on this. Yep, there it is.
There you go.
Just south of Newcastle now, just west of Goldsby. That's the area we're going to watch for potentially some hail. Willie, if we can bring that up just a little bit more for our viewers here.
What do you want to see?
The blue hail just further south. Let's bring the view. Perfect.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, you're all good. Just west of Washington, east of Chickasha. This is the area in that storm that we're watching for that hail, right in that hook shape that we were a little concerned about for a little bit. Again, I don't think we have any considerable amounts of rotation, but we're going to watch that storm closely as it makes its way closer to Norman.
And Colin, we're hearing from the Weather Service, actually, that they're watching this area, this storm moving into Norman as well, possibly seeing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour with this storm as it pushes through. So you got a lot of people outside right now. That is really something that is going to be a factor over the next 20, 30 minutes or so.
Definitely, Willie. You know, for those who are outside, when thunder roars, go indoors. There's no other way to say it. If you're outside and you're seeing those storms start to move in, we gotta, move in and take shelter. Let's pull up the camera from the National Weather Center if we have that available.
Let me see if I can.
Okay, we're working on it. We're working on the camera from the Weather Center.
I'll see if I can work on that for you here. Hold on a second.
But like I said, if you're outdoors right now, make sure that you are able. There's our view from the National Weather Center. Just near Highway 9, you can see those clouds starting to move in with those storms. It's pretty calm out there. It is gusty, though, before those storms move in. So definitely be on the lookout for the lightning. Listen for lightning. And, of course, if you hear thunder, go indoors, seek shelter if you're outdoors. And, of course, we're going to keep you updated as these storms make their way through the area. Again, we're just monitoring really now just Newcastle, Blanchard. Those are the areas we're going to watch closely as these storms make their way in. I don't see anything else coming in from the Weather Service. Willie, have you seen anything on the chat?
No, we're not seeing anything else. Just that storm that's got some really strong winds with it is what we're watching right now.
Definitely, yeah. We're just below severe limits. I would not be surprised if those winds continue, that we possibly could maybe see a severe thunderstorm warning go out for probably 60-mile-an-hour winds, just because we're right below that limit. 58 miles an hour is when we start to get to that severe risk. And if we take a look at velocity, you'll see the brighter colors right here, just north of Newcastle now is where we see those stronger wind gusts just making their way into more in a short little time now. So if you're in Moore, definitely prepare for those gusts, secure any outdoor objects, and again, heavy rains are going to be the main concern, possibly some small hail with that cell there in Newcastle and just east of Chickasha. Nothing new coming in right now on the chat, but of course, if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to write those in the live feed chat, and we will do our best to answer them as soon as we see them. And again, this whole line of storms, it's just tracking northeast. It's going to make its way into our area in the next couple of minutes here. I'd say 15 minutes now is really the window we're going to watch for that heavy rain. So for those of you who are outdoors, do prepare for that rain. It's on the way, and it will be a little heavy. So definitely have an umbrella. If you have an umbrella or you can grab one in time, definitely keep that in mind, because we're going to see those heavier showers. I'm going to step off camera real quick just to check on our graphics, see if we have any other information. Willie, let's pull up reflectivity again. Looking at that cell near Blanchard, if we can pull that up there, looks like that little, there we go. We can see that. Okay, perfect. So, yep, there it is. Right here in the Moore area, we see those lighter shades of green that indicate some higher wind gusts. And again, this is the area we're watching closely, just in the southeastern part of that polygon that we're going to watch for that rotation as it makes its way into North Norman and South Moore. Again, our main concerns with this, we're not really too concerned about a tornado threat, but it's definitely not zero. The environment is there today to see possibly a spin-up tornado or a funnel cloud. And just here it is, just there it is, perfect. Where we see those greens and those reds meet. Sam, is there any way we can bring that down just a little bit just so we can see more at the center of the screen? Can see that velocity couplet there. But again, let's bring it down. Right there, yep, just west, if we can move it down just a little bit more, so Moore is in the center. There we go, perfect. So again, right here, just by Del City now, just west of Del City, we've got a little bit of a velocity couplet. Can we put shear rate up? Is that possible? Near Del City, Tinker Air Force Base. Again, those are the areas we're watching for that rotation. Now, it does look like that, oh, and there goes our shear rate. If we look at shear rate here, we've got some stronger rotation now just south of Oklahoma City, west of Del City, all along this line, but really that red dot right there is what we're indicating some stronger rotation. So if you're in those areas, be on the lookout. Listen for those watches and warnings from the National Weather Service. Of course, we're going to keep you updated as we get more information. And Sam, is there any way we can put up reflectivity? I'm going to step on this side so I can be ahead of the storms and kind of, there we go, right here. So this is where we're seeing that rotation just on the southern end of this cell making its way into North Moore, South Oklahoma City, Del City, and Tinker Air Force Base. You guys are the next areas in line for this. And those heavy rains are going to make their way into Norman. They're still southwest of us right now, so you still have a little bit of time to prepare if you're outdoors. But definitely now's the time to think about where am I going to go seek shelter if I hear thunder and lightning, because definitely if you're out at Medieval Fest or participating in the big event, it's not a good idea to be outside in these storms. Definitely lightning is the biggest concern right now in Norman, just because we're south of that warning. But again, gusty winds, some small hail, all possibilities with these storms as they move through. And if we can put up velocity again, I just want to check on what's going on. Yep, so right here, right where we see this green and this red shaded area coming together, that's where we're going to watch for a little bit of rotation there just west of Del City, right here, right along this line. And these storms are entering an environment where there's a lot of low-level spin ahead of them, so it's definitely not out of the question to see possibly a funnel cloud or maybe even a brief spin-up tornado along these lines of storms. This is the only round that we're going to see. After this rate makes its way through, we'll be clear for the rest of the night. But definitely keep that in mind that we could see some severe weather across all of our viewing area tonight as these storms make their way through. Do we have National Weather Center camera available by chance? If we could take a look at Highway 9, perfect. Here's Highway 9, a lot of traffic out there, so definitely folks out there are going to want to keep in mind that we're going to see those strong winds move in. And then here's that storm we're watching, the base of the storm. Willie, do you see this? What's going on here? Little Scud action right there.
Yeah, I've been watching that for a couple minutes now. You've been
definitely some heavy rains bands are visible here, and these are going to make their way into our area within the next, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes now. So if you're in Norman, now's the time to prepare for that heavy rain as it moves in, and some small hail too. And we're going to keep our eyes on the Weather Center camera and just all our cameras around campus, if we can pull up possibly Campus Cam too. So let's take a look at this, and no Campus Cam. We don't have Campus Cam available. Okay. I'm OU Nightly meteorologist Colin Rick. We're tracking some severe weather coming into our viewing area right now. Some of that is making its way into Norman. Let's take a look right now at velocity, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect just to our north. So that's South Moore, North Norman, and western parts of Newcastle. I think Newcastle will be in the clear within the next couple of minutes. Main concerns with this are damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour and hail possibly 3/4 in diameter, 3/4 of an inch in diameter. And again, main concern is north of Norman right now, but in our area, we're going to see some heavy rains within the next couple of minutes. So now's your time to prepare. If you are outside, think about where you're going to go if you hear thunder and lightning, where you're going to go to get out of the rain, because the rain is going to be heavy. And for those of you participating in the big event or medieval festival, it's definitely not a good idea to be outside exposed in the elements. What we're tracking really right now has our most attention is that little bit of rotation just north of Moore. If we can maybe move up just a little bit, there it is, right here, this velocity couplet, just west of Del City, south of Oklahoma City. It's where we see those reds and those greens mashed together that we're watching for some rotation. So just here in Del City, we're going to keep our eyes on that, and nothing too close to our area right now, but definitely we're going to keep our eyes on these storms as they move through. And overall threats today have been pretty low. We were not really expecting a ton of severe weather today, but the threats ramped up a little bit, so we're seeing again damaging winds, possibly some hail, and heavy rain for sure are all possibilities today as these storms move through. And Sam, if we can widen out and throw up reflectivity just to see the whole line and see where everything is. This is the line that has developed within the last couple of hours, all the way up now from Guthrie down south of Chickasha. This entire line of storms has come together in the last couple of minutes here, last hour or so. We're going to just check possible spin-up tornado. If we look at hail, I think hail was up a second ago. Hail is not really looking to be too much of a concern right now, but we do have just a little bit of hail from Blanchard down to Chickasha, this swath of hail, and it looks like just a little bit now west of Moore, which could affect some of our folks in the Moore area. And again, these storms, since they're moving northeast, we could see some of this hail near Blanchard clip us in the next couple minutes here as we track these storms moving through our area. Sam, is there any way we can put reflectivity back up and put it in motion just to see if we can get that movement of the storms? And this was the area near, right here. Yep, this is updated now. What I was talking about before with that hook echo and just a little bit of rotation, it looks to be now just northwest of Goldsby. Right in this area where we see that hook shape is where we start to pay attention for possibly seeing a funnel cloud or maybe even a brief spin-up tornado. But right here, just north of Goldsby, that's making its way into Norman right now. So we'll pull up the Weather Center camera again later and just whenever we can update you on kind of how that looks. But that's the area we're going to watch right now, and that looks to be just west of I-35. It'll cross I-35 in the next couple of minutes. Sam, is there a way we can put a track on the notch that I'm talking about here, just northwest of Goldsby? Because that looks to be taking a direct... It looks to be on a direct track with us, so again, that's where we could see some hail. Looks like Riverwind Casino at 5:45, the airport by 5:51, and then we'll be in Norman by 5:53. So that's the storm, again, that we're going to watch very closely in the next couple of minutes. For those of you further east of Norman, if you're out at Lake Thunderbird today, now's the time to start thinking about, okay, getting off the lake and finding a good place to wait out the rain, because these storms will make their way into that area by about 6:10. And again, all of these storms have come up within the last hour, so definitely something, a very rapid development. And here again is that updated look at that hook echo there, just west of the Riverwind Casino. It's moving northeast. And that's the area we're most concerned about right now for possibly some rotation. And if we look at velocity, you'll see these brighter shades of green, and then the gray, it's not red, but gray indicates it's the radar's not too sure, or the winds aren't moving too strong in either direction. But right here is where we're watching just a little bit of rotation now, just west of Norman. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. Have we heard anything from NWS chat, Sam, in the last couple of minutes? Anything new coming in from the National Weather Service? What was that?
The northern severe thunderstorm warning, they extended it.
Okay, so we're gonna go take a wider look too at this storm warning to the north. I'm just hearing now that it was extended just to the northeast of us, and we're getting a mic for Sam too. He's helping us out with graphics today. Edmond, Oklahoma City, and more. This warning has been extended, and if we can click on it, see what the timing is for these communities. Yep, so they're going till about 6:15. These storms are moving very fast, about 50 to 60 miles an hour northeast, so they're going to come through really quickly, and then they'll be done. So all these communities, to our west, Tuttle and Chickasha, you guys saw that heavy rain earlier today. You're in the clear now for the rest of the night as those storms have moved into the environment. And again, here's some communities we're watching. Jones, it'll be by you at about 5:56. Luther at 6:10. that whole line of storms moving northeast. And again, we're watching those cells for possibly damaging winds, some hail, and maybe even a brief spin-up tornado. It's not out of the question today. Willie, you got some more information for us?
Yeah, nothing right now. It is starting to rain. It's getting darker in Norman. We're seeing the rain start to move in here, Gaylord Hall. We just had to take a peek outside, and it's starting to rain.
Yeah, and here's again, those are those storms making their way closer to campus. Here's OU, here's Norman. This again is the area that we're watching closely for possibly some rotation near Riverwind Casino. That's moving northeast. It'll be with us here in a little bit, and some gusty winds on the leading edge of this near Riverwind moving northeast. Here's Lindsay Street right here. Across the screen. So to put that into perspective, we're right here, Gaylord Hall on Lindsay Street, and here's 35. So again, gusty winds are going to be possible, some rain and some small hail, definitely not out of the question today. So if you're still out there with big event, now's the time to pack up. It's moving in, and you're not going to be wanting to, you're not going to want to be caught out in the rain. I'm going to go check NWS chat and see if we have anything new. Willie's going to take over for me here for a minute. Willie, how's it looking?
Kind of looking at things
Yeah,
the past couple minutes.
We're definitely keeping in touch with the Weather Service. These storms have evolved so quickly today. Coming up on our radar, an hour ago it was nothing on the radar, and now we've got this entire line of storms. Definitely, we're watching the hail near the Sooner Mall and just south of the airport. That's what we're watching for the biggest area where we're concerned about hail and most severe weather impacts at this point. It does look like the strongest of the storm is further north of campus as of now. If we can widen out just for a wider view, and here's our Weather Center camera again. This is looking, I believe, north towards campus. Willie, I don't know if you can help me. Yeah, this is.
Because I think that's the football stadium, right? You can see the lights from the football stadium.
Yep, there you go. So
that's north.
There's the heavier bands of rain, the hail, the stronger winds we're watching north of campus. Again, we are not in the clear necessarily in terms of we could see some heavy rains and possibly some stronger wind gusts. But again, if we can widen out maybe for a bigger view on the Weather Service cam, that's the area where we're seeing that heavier rain. And it definitely, if you step outside right now, it's gotten dark real quick across much of Norman as these storms make their way in. Let's take a look again at that cell. Let's see if we see any rotation in the areas that we were watching. Yeah, so just north, again, near the airport, between the airport and OU, we've got some broad rotation across all of this area here just on us now. And that's what we're watching closely for the potential for maybe a funnel cloud. Nothing too significant right now, though, nothing of major concern. If we throw reflectivity up, let's see where the heaviest rain is relative to campus. Yeah, so this band of rain, it'll start to rain out there pretty soon, if not right now, if you're not already feeling it. That's moving into the area, and we're definitely seeing some heavy rain across campus, and there's some more behind it too in the Riverwind Casino. I'd say probably 20 or so minutes until we get a break from the rain. And here's a view again looking west on Highway 9. Here's that heavy rain coming down. So if you're out on the road, take those precautions while driving. Definitely drive a little slower, leave some extra distance. Don't be reckless out there, especially in wet conditions. Hydroplaning is a big risk in wet conditions, and visibility can be reduced quickly in heavy rain. So definitely, if it's too dangerous to drive, don't drive and get off the road and wait it out. Near Riverwind Casino, again, is where we got some lingering heavy rain, and if we widen out for a slightly wider view of everything going on, we can look at the other storms, and it looks like behind it we actually have some more storms developing behind it. I'm just getting now that we have some video of these storms making their way through campus. Let's see if we can pull those up for you. There we go. Here's the heavy rain in Norman as it's coming down across much of the area. You can see there's some rain bands. So definitely some winds are possible too, some stronger wind gusts. Nothing too major though, as of right now in Norman. It looks like the heaviest rain and storms have gone to our north. But definitely we're keeping our eyes on these storms as they make their way through today. And I'm not hearing anything else in from the Weather Service chat. But if we take a look at that severe thunderstorm warning, I do want to just point out it has been extended now just into, if we can zoom in on this polygon here, north of Shawnee.
Hey, Colin, we had a couple reports of dime-sized hail in Norman.
Dime-sized hail in Norman, okay. So definitely that would be probably further north where we see that hail swath, but dime-sized hail is definitely a concern today. We're not talking about baseball-sized hail like we were earlier this week. Definitely a lower hail risk today. But conditions out there, the visibility is going to be poor for a little bit in any of these areas. And I just want to point out this warning further north just north of Oklahoma City, entering Choctaw now, Jones. That's where we're seeing the biggest concern for severe weather right now. Just some counties in effect. We're looking at Cleveland and southeastern Logan counties, Oklahoma County included in this, as well as these storms push off to the north and east, and they're warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and some hail too. So we're going to keep that in mind. If you're anywhere further north, maybe on your way back to campus, keep that in mind that those storms are making their way into those areas. I think we have some more information coming in, possibly. The gusts, if they're moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, gusts up to 60 miles an hour, and penny-size hail, again, are the main concerns. And with these storms, we tend to...
more reports of some hail.
In Norman?
Well, in Norman, yep.
Yes.
Sam, what was the hail size?
Yeah, let's pull up hail swath if possible.
Pea-sized hail. Pea-sized hail.
Pea-sized hail in Norman. Okay. Yep, here it is. That's on hail swath right here. We can see that hail, some heavier hail, just making their way near the Sooner Mall, Main Street. Definitely seeing some hail reports over I-35. Again, this isn't damaging hail, but it could be a little bit of an impact if you're out there. So do keep that in mind that the hail is going to make its way through. Visibility will be poor, and again, if you're out on the roads, now's the time to slow down or maybe get off the roads for a little bit. Let the storms pass as they make their way through. If we could pull up velocity or shear rate, let's take a look and see if we have any more rotation. Here's velocity, not seeing anything too concerning anywhere in our area. If we take a wider view, let's take a look at the cells to our north. We do have just a little bit of broad spin, but nothing of too much concern. Now, when you're looking just east of Edmond and Oklahoma City, that's where we're starting to see just a little bit more rotation as well with those storms as they make their way northeast out of our area. But again, we're not too concerned about rotation in Norman right now. Okay, and we're just hearing now reports too about possibly some power outages. I'm going to see if I can pull up the power outage map. Willie, what have you got for us in the meantime? What have you heard? Just gotten some reports of power outages in the Norman area, and we also have our Weather Center camera back. So we can take our Weather Center camera view, and we see the sun peeking out behind these storms. They're not going to stick around very long. Don't expect a washout tonight. You know, this is just one of those quick thunderstorms we'll see move through the area. And today we did have the ingredients in place for some severe weather, which is why we've been a little bit more attentive to these storms today. But again, on the backside, we've got some sunshine. We're not really expecting too much more, maybe just an isolated shower or two as we go through the rest of the evening as those storms make their way through. And if we could take a look at traffic, looks like, so you can see along Highway 9, we do have a lot of traffic in place on the road. So definitely just some conditions out there creating tough driving conditions in some places with the traffic and on the highway. Let's take a look at reflectivity. If we can look just northeast of Norman, I'm just seeing here on my end just a little bit of a hook echo that I want to talk about, zoom in on. We're seeing just a little bit of rotation, it looks like, right here. Yep, just heading into Franklin now, close to the radar site. And that's what we're going to watch possibly for some rotation. If we can throw velocity or shear rate up, nothing yet. It does have that hook shape, though, so that's why we're going to keep our eyes on that as that makes its way through the area. Shear rate's picking up just a little bit of rotation, but it is closer to the radar site, so we get a better picture of what's going on closer to the ground. And if we can widen out and throw reflectivity up there, let's see if there's anything going on behind it. Yeah, so a couple more cells, and actually let's zoom in right here, southeast or southwest of Norman, excuse me, and see that looks like that's come up too on radar. So just a second round of storms or showers might be possible as they come up in the Blanchard area. Again, heavy rains. I'm not too concerned about any severe threats with these. And just in terms of what the Weather Service has put out, these storms are still moving northeast at about 40 miles an hour, gusts up to 50 in Norman possible right now with these storms as they make their way through. So just below severe limits, we're not too concerned about any damaging winds at this point. No damaging hail. We did get those small hail reports further to our north, but it looks like campus has once again dodged the bullet of the storms. It looks like they've stayed pretty north here. And again, lightning is the main hazard out there. And with the second round of storm, we're seeing some lightning too. So definitely something to keep in mind as you go through your night, you're planning out your evening. Keep in mind that we could see some storms in our area in the next couple of hours. In terms of hail on those storms, let's take another look at the storms just, yep, right here. Perfect. That's fine. Let's zoom in a little bit on the hail swath. We were getting reports up to penny size in some places. which is why the Weather Service is still monitoring the possibility for some hail as these storms make their way through. But right here, just north of Norman, now on Norman, was where that hail swath was the last update at 6:02. So again, these storms have the ability to produce some small hail, pea size, penny size, not baseball size though, nothing like what we were expecting to see on Monday. So definitely not too much of a concern, but keep that in mind as you're outside. Definitely if you're hearing thunder, seeing lightning, or in the rain, now's the time to take shelter in a sturdy building as these storms make their way through. Counties, let's take a look at that. I think I've just got an update here on the storm warning to our north. The severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Okay, that's what it was then. So that warning is gone now to the north. So no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect anywhere in our viewing area as of right now. It's just heavy thunderstorms, heavy rain as these storms make their way through. Warning's been dropped though. We are still monitoring just a little bit of rotation on the cell further east of Norman now, but that's not a concern to campus or anyone in the premise of OU, Norman, or our immediate viewing area. But definitely some heavy rain is out there. The roads are slick, so keep that in mind if you're out driving. And not seeing any new information come in. Willie, has anything come up on NWS chat in the last couple of minutes?
No, the only thing is we're watching that severe thunderstorm warning that has just been canceled.
Okay.
And it looks like they're doing special weather statements for a couple of those storms. But again, main message is they're dropping below severe limits right now.
Yeah. Okay. That's what looks like we're seeing on our end. Those storms are now below severe limits, so we've lost that severe thunderstorm warning to our north. As you're out tonight, just keep in mind that we could see some spotty showers. Definitely not out of the question to see possibly another round of thunder and lightning with any showers that make their way into our area. But it looks like for now we are seeing those storms make their way out of the area. And again, they're below severe limits. So in terms of your rest of your evening tonight, just keep in mind we could see some showers. But I'm not too concerned about any severe weather potential at this point. It looks like we are in the clear for now. And we should be, I'm going to step off camera real quick.